Right now, the algorithms are calculating exactly what you'll buy in the next hours. They're never wrong. Why review stars? Manipulate your brain before logic kicks in. 5 gold stars staring at you. A product with 4,847 reviews and a 4.7 rating. Your finger hovers over add to cart and suddenly feels safe, validated, smart, even. But here's what nobody tells you. The entire review ecosystem is compromised, and your brain knows it, somewhere deep down, but chooses to ignore the warning. There's an ancient principle about influence. Make others come to you. Use bait when necessary. In the digital marketplace, reviews are the ultimate bait. They look like crowdsourced wisdom. They feel like protection against bad decisions. But behind the curtain, it's a theater of manufactured consensus. Companies pay pennies to overseas click farms where people churn out enthusiastic testimonials for products they've never touched. Advanced bots generate varied texts with intentional typos to mimic human error. The sophistication is terrifying, and it works because you want to believe. Because questioning every review would exhaust you. So you take the shortcut. You trust the stars. Here's the darker mechanism. Platforms know reviews drive conversions. Products with high review counts sell more even when the reviews are mediocre. So there's a perverse incentive to tolerate fake reviews as long as they're not obviously fraudulent. When someone eventually gets caught, it's always a rogue third-party seller who violated policies, never the platform itself. Ancient warriors practiced constant awareness, even after striking. Applied here, even after purchasing. Even after the package arrives, maintain awareness that you were moved by invisible hands. Because the system is already calibrating your next purchase based on this one. And here's your role in this. You feed the beast. Every positive review you leave, and let's be honest, you only review when you're thrilled or furious, makes you part of the persuasion machinery. Your words will be weaponized to influence others. You're simultaneously target and tool. There's a theory that in complex systems, nobody is truly in control. The system feeds itself. Each review generates more purchases. More purchases generate more data. More data refines the algorithms. The cycle continues, increasingly efficient, increasingly invisible. But here's what they don't tell you. Those stars you trust, most of them were bought for $0.03 each. How screen colors hijack your decision-making without permission. Urgent, red, trustworthy, blue, safe, green. You think they're just colors? Every shade on your screen was selected after thousands of tests on real people. They measured pupil dilation, skin conductivity, hesitation, time before clicking, and they discovered something disturbing. Your brain processes colors faster than words, much faster. This means before you even read limited time offer, the combination of vibrant red with white has already triggered an urgency response in your limbic system. You feel the pressure before understanding why. It's emotional design, and it works because it bypasses your rational analysis capacity. There's a technique from psychological operations. If you want someone to act without thinking, create artificial urgency. Shopping sites apply this masterfully. That only 2 units left flashing in orange? Most of the time, it's a lie. Or it's an irrelevant technical truth. Yes, there are only 2 units in that specific warehouse, but thousands exist elsewhere. But your brain doesn't process these nuances when under temporal pressure. Then there's contrast. Buttons that seem to leap off the screen. Text that glows against dark backgrounds. Everything calibrated to capture your eyes exactly where they want them. Eye tracking studies reveal that human gaze follows predictable patterns. Designers know this. They build visual traps at the exact points where your eye will land. There's a rule in investigative work. Pay attention to what's in the background. Because while you're looking at the featured product, the subtle elements around it are actually working your psychology. The shopping cart in the corner. The growing number of people viewing this item now. The discrete countdown. These are scarcity and social proof triggers operating simultaneously. Have you wondered why certain apps are so hard to close? Why you keep scrolling even when you've lost interest? The colors, the animations, the little dopamine pulses with each refresh, all designed to keep you trapped. It's not lack of discipline. It's behavioral engineering. And if you think that's manipulative, wait until you see who's actually writing your shopping recommendations. What if algorithms know your cravings before you feel them? There's a game happening right now. You weren't invited, but you're playing. Every click, every 3-second pause on an image, every product you almost bought but abandoned at checkout, all of it feeds something larger. A system that doesn't just observe, but learns. And when it learns enough, it stops reacting and starts anticipating. Think about the last time you searched for headphones online. 30 minutes later, ads for that exact model started appearing on completely different websites. Coincidence? No, it's the principle of strategic repetition in action. Ancient masters of persuasion knew that constant exposure to an idea shapes perception. Today, that's been automated. Digital systems repeat precisely calibrated messages until your resistance dissolves. But here's what few realize. It's not just your clicks being tracked. It's the time you spend looking at something, the speed at which you scroll, whether you go back for a second look. Every micro-behavior is a data fragment revealing your unconscious desires. And when billions of these fragments get processed by machine learning algorithms, a detailed map emerges of what you'll want before you even know it. There's a brutal power law. Keep people reactive, and you control the game. In the digital world, you're not making decisions. You're reacting to stimuli carefully designed to feel like choices. The difference is subtle, but absolutely crucial. And whoever masters that difference, masters the market. Those ancient teachings about knowing your enemy, that's the key to victory. But what happens when the enemy knows you better than you know yourself? When it knows you seek distraction on Thursday nights, that you spend more when tired, that you're vulnerable to countdown timers. That's the modern battlefield. And you're unarmed because you don't even know you're at war. The question isn't whether you're being influenced. The question is, how long will you pretend you're not? Type aware if you've noticed this pattern in your own behavior. Where else do you see these systems steering your choices? Drop a like if this content is opening your eyes, and subscribe for more truths they don't want you knowing. But the real control doesn't happen in recommendations. It happens in signals you can't detect yet. What if every recommendation is actually a disguised command? The word recommendation is brilliant. It sounds like friendly advice, like the algorithm is on your side, trying to help you find things you'll enjoy. But let's be direct. Recommendation systems don't work for you. They work for whoever pays for positioning. And the magic is making you believe it was your idea. There's a clear power law. Make others come to you. Use bait if necessary. In the digital environment, recommended content is the bait. It seems personalized, seems relevant, but it's a controlled path. You think you're exploring, but you're being herded. Think about the videos that appear in the sidebar. They're not there by accident. There's a chain of algorithmic decisions based on how long each video retains attention, how many ads it can fit, which content keeps you on the platform longest. The goal was never to give you what you want. The goal is to maximize your screen time, and that, in turn, maximizes revenue. Here's the darkest trick. The systems learn your weak points. If you click controversial content, you'll receive more controversy. If you watch compulsive shopping videos, you'll be fed more temptations. It's a feedback loop that intensifies your impulses instead of balancing them. And the more you consume, the more precise the profile becomes. Ancient warriors knew that controlling terrain is controlling battle. In the digital world, the terrain is your attention, and it's being fought over by forces investing billions in neuroscience, behavioral psychology, and data science. Are you defending your terrain? Or haven't you noticed it's been invaded? The philosophical question runs deep. If your choices are consistently guided by external factors you don't detect, are those choices still yours? Or are you just a set of programmed reactions by systems that know your patterns better than you do? What comes next operates at a level your conscious mind can't process. And that's exactly the point. How? Invisible signals. Decide what you'll buy tomorrow. Now, we reach the deepest level. Forget obvious ads. Forget flashy colors. Real power lives in signals you don't see. Milliseconds of delay in loading certain options. Products strategically positioned on the third scroll far enough to not seem desperate. close enough to be found. Buy buttons that shift position in continuous A or B tests to find exactly where your fingers want to click. This isn't marketing, it's behavioral architecture, and it happens in real time, adjusted specifically for you, based on thousands of signals you emit without noticing. There's a brutal power law. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never their mercy. In the digital world, this translates to, every interface you use appeals to your perceived interests, but serves the real interests of who built it. You think you're being helped to find products. Actually, you're being helped to spend. Biometric data is coming. Soon, cameras will read your micro-expressions while you browse. They'll detect frustration, desire, hesitation, and they'll adjust the interface in real time. Imagine a buy button that brightens exactly when your face shows signs of interest. Imagine prices that fluctuate based on your body language captured by the webcam. This isn't science fiction. It's the next frontier, already in testing. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't have control over your buying impulses if you don't understand the systems manipulating them. And these systems are becoming more sophisticated every day. They've already surpassed your conscious detection capacity. So what do you do? First, recognize you're in the game. Second, study the rules. Third, make decisions with time intervals. Never buy in the moment of impulse. Create artificial friction. Wait 24 hours. If it still makes sense, buy. If not, you just escaped a manipulated sale. Real power isn't in completely avoiding the system, that's impossible. It's in recognizing when you're being played, and choosing, consciously, when to play back. Type awakened. If this video changed how you see your online purchases, how will you protect yourself from these manipulations going forward? Leave your like if this content was valuable, subscribe for more revelations about the hidden powers shaping your life, and share with anyone who needs to wake up to these silent tactics. This content is informational and educational, based on known practices in user experience design and consumer psychology. The goal is to increase awareness about digital persuasion techniques, not to make specific accusations against companies or platforms.